What does that little voice in your head sound like? Is it constantly nagging you, or does it give you a little pat on the back and keep you moving forward when nobody else will? Self confidence is one of those hidden heroes of high performance that works in the background, but what does it take to build real self confidence? Self confidence comes from the way that we talk to ourselves or self talk and the ways in which that gets reinforced over time. And there are three factors to self talk that we're going to get into today that will help you to build real self confidence. First, self talk must be credible. You have to know that you can't fool your inner self, and faking it does not work. So let's talk about each of these and how it's important to building real self confidence through your self talk. Credibility is the cornerstone of self talk. So if you're trying to do something that's completely out of line with who you are or what you're capable of, it's not going to work. There's a big difference between telling yourself that you're going to crush a sales pitch and that you're the world's best sales. And so it's important to know that you need to work up the credibility in your self-talk rather than just starting with grandiose visions in order to slowly build it up and keep putting in the reps that will allow you to develop greater self-talk and therefore also greater self-confidence. With this comes the fact that we can't fool our inner self. Our inner self is the best lie detector possible. We have to first learn how to listen to it and attune to what our inner self is telling us before it's going to give us any real information. Think about the last time that you had butterflies in your stomach or a situation in which you felt that nervousness. Was it because something intuitively felt off for you, or was it an exciting and engaging moment that you were being drawn towards? Our body has a wealth of knowledge to share with us, often below our conscious control. And it's important to know this for self-talk reasons because our inner self has to get on board with what we're trying to build up as far as self-confidence goes in order to have that inner self and what we're trying to externally prompt of ourselves get on board and get in alignment. And this comes from developing a consistent practice and consistently getting wins. Even if they're small wins, they will build to bigger successes as we continue to put in those reps of self-talk that's in alignment with what our body instinctively knows. And this ties into the third important point about self-talk, which is knowing that faking it does not work. Fake it till you make it is a terrible piece of advice, especially when it comes to self-confidence and what you say to yourself. Just like how self-talk must be credible, self-confidence also can't be faked. This is common advice for somebody starting from zero, but it doesn't work well in practice. If what you're doing doesn't resonate with your core values and who you are as a person, it's not going to last or stick. You may be able to get through a single burst of acting out of alignment with yourself, but it's not going to last and resonate long term, and therefore it's not going to become your new default. So where do we go from here? Well, it comes down to that credibility first and trusting our inner wisdom in order to build up self-confidence and do the proper type of self-talk slowly but surely to start to build more of those wins. It might not sound as exciting as giving yourself a magical pep talk to suddenly boost self-confidence, but this is how it works in reality. We need to become aware and attuned with what's going on in our body and that inner self to get it in alignment with where we want to direct our self-talk in building self-confidence. And so work on that credibility first and don't try to completely fake your self-talk with something that's completely out of reality for you. Build those small wins, start to get more momentum with it, and slowly but surely you're going to see your self-confidence grow. Self-confidence is one of those important things, not just for high performance, but making sure that we are living in alignment with what brings us most fulfillment and flow. So that's why it's important to know these elements of psychology that we use in high performance to also bring us more meaning and fulfillment in our day-to-day lives. Get to work on paying attention to how you normally talk to yourself and how you can push it towards more of a positive and optimistic direction. And until the next video, find your flow.